what I want to deal with here is, well, the role of the author in the modern world. And I want to raise the question first: who does the work of art really belong to? Does it belong to the author or to the reader? In my view, the author is not fully aware of what he's doing. So the author's interpretations are often wrong. And what's more, what the author wants to say is in fact less important than what the reader is going to do with it and how he's going to interpret a piece of art. I would like to quote Gadamer, who said that the reader is more than just an observer who only sees what's happening in front of him, and the reader actually participates in the work of art as one of its elements. Again, Gadamer said that the question commonly asked, what did the author mean, is irrelevant. Then I would also like to mention Roland Barthes, who claimed in his essay, The Death of the Author, that the author has actually died having abandoned his work. Now, I would like to show you one of my poems, and then I would like to read a few reviews to show you how actually the reader is more important than me as an author. Let's take a look. I know there is supposed to be the sound of the waves, but I don't know why it's not there. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so now interpretation number one in this poem. The author wanted to show the mixture of poems, and she quotes Roland Barthes, who said, "We are made of quotes, and we are difficult to read, and we are a mixture of them, and so we become illegible, and there is nothing genuine about us." And she also refers to Derrida and his margin, which is more important than the text itself, and she argues with Freud, who claims even the psychoanalysis is unable to figure us out. The other interpretation goes as follows. All the poem, Errant Waves, because this is the title, is written in a bold font, only the personal pronouns are light italic. And why did the author take such a measure? In modern world, personality becomes less and less significant, which is depicted using light font and italic, symbolizing fragility and leaning, bending of a man as a person. Except that italics is used to mark quoted text, and here pronouns. This way, the author shows that a man today is nothing more than a quotation which can't be read or understood. Number three, Errant Waves in a certain way depicts totalitarian world where objectification of a man is clearly visible. The man is actually gone, deceased in an extermination camp. As for another man, he became an object instead of being a subject. This is the way we treat refugees seeking shelter from war and hunger in our countries. In this poem, the author refers to Emmanuel Monier's personalism, his words that if we stop treating ourselves as humans, we will become lifeless wardens in extermination camps. This was number 3. Then number 4. Errant Waves is a poetic description of Microsoft Word text editor error. Number 5. Errant waves with the text moving and overlapping generates illegibility. Later the letters become more and more invisible, and at the end all the screen is black with only the error waves moving to the sound of the sea. The word, sound and picture are used simultaneously to show an idea, the idea of illegibility in this case. So as you can see, there were 5 totally different approaches and reactions. And what I wanted to focus on now is what actually an author can do. And again, I will be based on my approach in my work. So what I'm trying to do is to assign a separate meaning to every single word. I'm inspired by Stefan Mallarme by his work, where every single word is an autonomous unit, a monad, and I'm trying to let the reader combine the words his own way and link them in his own sentences. So as I don't see the author as the one who arranges the world, but only brings about words. And again, Mallarme wanted even the reader to be the actual author of the text and create the book. And as you know, Mallarme split the text typographically, letting the reader do the job. Another and the last thing I wanted to mention is what we observe now in literature, these microforms like tweeterature, so-called, or micronovel, which are getting more and more popular, and on the other hand, it's the death of great narratives and some more comprehensive plot. So my reaction to that is to bring to the reader this micro literature, microforms, abbreviated, fragmented. Most of these digital poems are 20-30 seconds long. And of course, I relate to the network, which this modern world is, a hypertext, and I try to reflect how information today is covered is covered by another information, because it may even be absorbed or digested. So it's like appearing suddenly and disappearing even faster, and it becomes illegible mixture. That's it. Thank you.